leader of the Service Party, TSP, which was launched last week by this man, former Agriculture CS Mwangi Kiunjuri. And a lot of people are asking, what is TSP about? Or are you positioning yourself as the kingpin of Central Province, getting ready for President Uhuru Kenyatta to leave the scene in 2022? What is your position?
Jeff, that is not the position. We came up with the TSP, but one fact is that people form parties, establish parties, so that at least they can be able to form government, or if they happen to be in the opposition, to ensure that they influence the government, and at the same time to ensure that they articulate their issues independently. And therefore, that is all about TSP. We decided that we should have a platform to engage with the fellow Kenyans. And therefore, having the idea in mind, and Jeff realizing that we are already heading to a transition, it is always desirable that people do engage, people prepare. And you can see across the country already what is happening. Fact is that people are preparing. Fact that vessels are being serviced towards 2022.
Okay, and what is your position inside TSP? You are the party leader, but are you positioning yourself as a running mate for somebody?
Jeff, as a party leader, I defined my role clearly. First is that I'm not going to run as governor for Laikipia. Neither have I made up my mind on which position I'll go for. Because already with the party, there is a lot to be done. I want for now to concentrate, give all my attention, full attention and energy towards formation, towards campaigning for and popularizing the party across the country. That is my first priority, to popularize the party. Number two, Jeff, we have always been forming parties as a vehicle to elections. We want to make a difference. We want to have a party that can be able to articulate issues on behalf of our people. A party whereby we are not self-centered. A party whereby we look at the interests of people first before you look at our self-interest. And in most democracies, if you look at it, the first promise from our democratic parties is to offer service to their people. And therefore, it is my conviction that if we can popularize TSP and we engage like-minded Kenyans, we can be able to do much more than only offering a vehicle for election.
Okay, let me ask you the question in a different way since you refused to answer it. Your colors that you chose, bright yellow, reminiscent of URP. So let me ask you this, like cutting to the chase, is this a safety net for Deputy President William Ruto should he be kicked out of Jubilee?
Jeff, let me answer your question. I might look as if I'm evading your question on whether I'm strategizing or positioning myself to be Deputy President running mate. One, Jeff, with my experience of over 25 years, I'll be naive to think that positions are given. You earn your position. Jeff, Deputy President William Ruto, when he decides who becomes his running mate, he will have to look at so many things. One, are you capable? Number two, do you have the support that is required? And personally, my major interest for now is to ensure that I galvanize support, I bring my troops together, so that if you are going for any bargain, it is not to be given, but we can be in partnership according to our strength.
Okay, I'll take that. Let me take you back a little bit 6 months ago. Why were you sacked? In fact, before you answer that question, let's show this picture of the president with you. I think it was at the Agricultural Society of Kenya show. You may be able to see there, but just run this video. Let's take a look.
Waziri wa Kilimo Bwana Kiunjuri, tujue ya kwamba sasa mchezo umeisha. tafuta hawa watu ambao wanakula mali ya wengine, utuletee tufunge, ama wewe mwenyewe utakuwa na shida katika hiyo shida. Mama. I promise you and I swear before God, you try that again and you'll see what is going to happen to you. Sisi hatutaki mchezo tena, kwa sababu tumeona yale ambayo mmefanya, na wale ambao walifanya tutawafuata. Pesa ya serikali ni ya mwananchi. Kwanza lipa mwananchi yule ambaye ametoa jasho ya kulima shamba lake.
You remember that exchange, Mheshimiwa. You remember it very well, I'm sure. Your thoughts about that?
I remember it very well, vividly.
Your thoughts?
Jeff, your question was...
why were you sacked? Why do you think...
Why I was sacked?
Yes.
Jeff, that answer can only be answered by whoever sacked me, because I was serving under the pressure of the president.
Okay, let me put it let me put it in a different way. Was it incompetence? Was it fertilizer prices through the roof? Or was it the locusts that had you sacked?
Okay, let me ask. Jeff, the reason why I was fired, I've already told you clearly that it was not given. Nobody has ever said why I was fired or why they fired me. Number two, I was serving under the privilege. The president is the appointing authority. He can appoint anybody and fire at any given time. Reasons why you are fired can also be given. When the president fired me, he never said anything on why he fired me. In fact, Jeff, he complimented the ministry. He said clearly prices that production of milk, production of coffee, tea had gone up.
Okay, but look at that photo.
And he went ahead.
Look at that video.
Solutions.
Look at that video when he turned to you and he said, you will pay.
Okay, that's okay, Jeff. The president, yes, reprimanded me in public on a national television. And I always remember that, Jeff, because that was the highest level of humiliation I ever had gone through. In fact, I remember my son was watching that evening television. I still feel pain for him. However, Jeff, when the president said so, he was speaking of all indicating that there is corruption. Then he was warning me that I should not pay. Jeff, the question is, I was fired, yes. I had visited DCI offices several times, and even EACC. But all that time, I've never been taken to court. That is number one. Number two, Jeff, it is now 6 months since I was fired. I have not been taken to court, either as a witness or having committed any crime, either economic crime or any other crime. And therefore, the question is, why was he asking so? And if in any way I was associated, or in any case I was involved, Jeff, I assure you, I will not be a free man as we speak.
You seem to be a little bitter about what happened to you.
Jeff, I'm not bitter. I have never been bitter, Jeff. If you know things that I have gone through throughout my life, Jeff, this is a very small thing, Jeff. And two, Jeff, since I was fired, I have never said anything against the president. Neither have I criticized the government in any negative way. And Jeff, why would I be bitter? I was given a job to do. I did my job very well. In case anybody would like to question my competence, Jeff, I will always be ready to answer any question. For example, Jeff, in the ministry as Minister for Agriculture, I was charged on issues of policy, strategy, giving directions, and also supporting the county government, according to Schedule 4 of the Constitution. The question is this, Jeff. If anyone wants to say that I was incompetent, I would ask a very simple question. Question the Incompetence in which way? Number one, whenever you are given a responsibility, the first thing you do is to come up with a strategy. Did I come up with a strategy for agriculture? The answer is yes. Today, we have a strategy. The first 2 years, we made a lot of interventions. And I'm happy to say we came up with the agriculture sector transformation and growth strategy. A strategy for 10 years, and that is a strategy any other minister who will come to this ministry, in the next 10 years, they are going to use that strategy. I went ahead, Jeff, and we ensured again we were able to come up with a Big Four strategy, because already agriculture had been earmarked as one of the Big Four. Issues of food and nutrition security in this country. Again, working with the presidential directive unit, working with the counties, and working with the private sector, we were able to come with that, out with that strategy. Okay. The question is, once you have a strategy, what else do you require? You require human resource so that people can implement that strategy. And above all, you require resources. The question, Jeff, is, was I given resources and failed in my obligation? Jeff, where you sit, I know you can be able to have service of economists and experts who can look at the budget of this country, the budget of 2013-14 until the budget of 2018-19 when I left. And I want you, Jeff, to investigate. Ask your people to do that homework, and they will tell you how much money was allocated to the Ministry of Agriculture. The same budget is the same budget I got there. What did I do with the retro budget that I had? That is another question to qualify whether I was incompetent or not.
Okay.
Jeff, with the budget that we had, we did a lot. First, I've told you already, we had a strategy.
You said that.
Number two, we engaged a number of consultants, professionals, to advise us on the way we can be able to increase productivity, production and productivity in agriculture. I can mention like 20 things that we did, but allow me, Jeff, to say only 4 things that we did, so that whoever will challenge this, I'll be ready to face them, Jeff. Either 5, 10, or 20 of them. Jeff, we came up with a team of professors to go across the country and profile ourselves. Because by the end of the day, Jeff, the Ministry of Agriculture is about production and productivity. Full stop. And for you to have a country produce more, already we know that there are factors that you cannot manipulate. Mm-hmm. For example, land. If you have 1 acre of land, you have 1 acre of land. But you can manipulate production.
Okay,
you can ensure that if you're harvesting 5 bags of maize from 1 acre, you can increase production to 20 bags.
Okay, allow me to stop you there if I will.
We profiled ourselves.
Okay, let me stop you.
Number 2?
No, let me stop you. I appreciate your CV and I appreciate what you did for agriculture. This is not the forum. I want to talk about TSP, okay? And you're saying this is not a slap in the face of Jubilee or the president. Yet, you've just started a party. You've embellished it in yellow, the colors of URP, right in the middle of central Kenya, Mount Kenya region. Is that not a slap in the face?
I can't receive you properly, Jeff.
I said, is that not a slap on the face beginning this party in the middle of Mount Kenya region, draped in yellow like the former URP?
Jeff, Mount Kenya region and Central are in the territories of this country, Kenya. Why would you like us to treat Mount Kenya differently from other regions? Jeff, today, if you come from Mount Kenya and attempt to say anything political, you are reprimanded. You are looked as if you are alien, as if you have no right, Jeff, to comment on issues affecting our people. Jeff, we are determined. We have to set ourselves free. And by setting ourselves free does not mean that we disrespect the president. Already, we have so many parties in this country. Jeff, I was a leader of a party called GNU, which I folded to join Jubilee. And we were promised that we are forming a unity party. Today, is that party in existence? Jeff, what is happening in the political environment in this country, what is happening in Ford, Kenya, what is happening in Amani, Kenya. Jeff, when you are properly aligned, you have no problem. But you are not politically aligned, you have a lot of problem. One thing that we have decided and we are determined is that we shall not bow to intimidation, that we have to speak on behalf of our people. We came up with service people. We are very clear in our minds. Why service? Because that is what Kenyans are demanding for. Why service? Because that is what selfless leaders should do, offer service to their people. Why service? Because service to humanity is service to God. And above all, Jeff, we also decided that this party symbol will be the heart. Because again, that is our promise, Jeff. Our heartfelt promise to our followers and the people of Kenya. Jeff, it is one thing that will remind us of genuine desire to serve humanity. And therefore, Jeff, if anybody thinks that we are coming up with TSP, it's a slap onto the president's face, come on, Jeff. People must have their freedoms. If another person forms a party in this country, you have not created any offense. Other people have freedom. They can walk free in this country. Jeff, are you telling me that if I come from Mount Kenya region, I have no voice?
What I'm telling you is Central has always voted as a bloc, historically, as a bloc.
Yes.
Is Central headed for division now? Are we heading for a split in 2022?
Who is bringing up the division, Jeff? That is the question.
You are.
One thing I know is that a divided house cannot stand.
But you are the one who just...
Today, Jeff, if you want unity, you bring about people, you unite them. But if you don't unite them, if you leave your sheep to go astray, then you scatter them. So, Jeff, what we are talking of is that TSP stands for the unity of the country. But charity begins at home. We shall work very hard to ensure that our house is in order. We are calling like-minded Kenyans, like-minded people from central Kenya, to ensure that our house is in order. Do we bring in division when you start speaking on behalf of your people? Jeff, do you have anybody who has the territory marked that you should not get in, you should not speak?
Okay, let me ask you this. Just this week, the EACC got the green light by the courts to investigate your bank accounts at Equity Bank for possible money laundering. Why?
Jeff, they have never even come to me to tell me that they have sought the court orders. I am aware that after the rumor came up, and yesterday I saw it in the papers, I went along to investigate. And I discovered that they were issued those orders on the 29th of May this year. And to this far, they have never questioned me. Jeff, this country, we know what is going on. One thing I want to say is that law enforcement officers must be allowed to do their work. But one thing I know, I've always established my business. I do my business in accordance to the law. If anybody finds that I have not done it according to the law, they have the right to take me to court. I have never feared that, Jeff. And let me tell you, Jeff, intimidation, Mwangi Kiunjuri, no. If they have a case against me, I'll face them in court.
Okay, what about...
And Jeff, yeah. I better walk in freedom, studying, than sit in freedom, kneeling. I'll never do that. One thing is that I have done clean business. I have worked very hard. If there is anything, for example, EACC interviewed me 4 times, DCI 3 times. To date, there is no case.
Okay.
They have opened all my files. They have been all over my bank accounts. They have looked at them. I have not been intimidated.
Okay, there are
but I want to assure you, Jeff,
yeah.
If there is anything that asset recovery unit will get that have acquired illegally, it is their freedom to take it.
Okay.
If they connect me with any crime, I'm ready to go to jail, Jeff.
All right.
And yet, I'm advantaged. 5 years, 10 years, I'm still young. But the one thing that I will not allow anybody to do is trespass. freedom of expression, freedom of association, freedom to assemble is enshrined in the Constitution. It's our birthright, and nobody will stop us from enjoying that. And Jeff, it is clear people have been intimidated. Today, every voice is muted. When you speak EACC, you speak KRA, you speak DCI, let them do their work. Moi was there, he did his work, and we still enjoy freedoms. But all what I'm worried about, Jeff, is that even those people who seriously fought for the freedoms are now sitting down looking at those freedoms being encroached.
Okay, let me ask you one final question before I let you go. There are reports or allegations that the court order to examine your bank accounts could be linked to investigations currently taking place into Rigathi Gachagua's accounts, where he received allegedly 5 billion shillings in 5 years.
Good question, Jeff. First of all, they are investigating accounts of Gachagua from 2014 to date. Jeff, 2014, 2015, 2013, 2014-15, I was not in government. Number two, I joined the Ministry of Agriculture in 2018-2019. Three, Jeff, I have looked at the accusation leveled against Rigathi. Already, he's been accused of having worked with the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Housing. He has been accused of working with Kakamega government, Nyeri government, and CDF. My question, Jeff, have they called Minister of Health to question him on the monies that were paid to Rigathi? Have they called the governor for Kakamega? Have they called Minister for Housing to answer those questions? Jeff, you can see what Kenyans are talking about. Biased. And two, have they connected any, Jeff, let me ask, have they gotten any monies paid from an account related to Gachagua to my own account? I want to tell you this, Jeff. My accounts are an open book. I can publish them. I want to assure you, Jeff, they will never get anything. I have never been paid monies by anybody that they can ever trace, not even Rigathi. All these corruption charges they are leveling against us. Nothing, Jeff. And Jeff, in the fullest of time, we shall be vindicated. And I want to assure you, Jeff, we shall fight through. They will intimidate people. I can assure you, Jeff, I will not be intimidated because I've told you very clearly, there is God in who looks for all of us, Jeff. And two, whatever you do in this world, Jeff, you expect there will be turbulence. Jeff, when Jesus got into a boat and the waters were unsettled, boat was supposed to capsize. The disciples woke him up. And the first thing he did, he condemned them, men of little faith, before he calmed the waters. Jeff, I don't belong to that category of men of little faith. I know that waters will calm down. Jeff, I will not allow myself to be intimidated, for me to feel ashamed of myself. Oh, you are corrupt, you have done this. I will not allow them to make me ashamed of myself. Again, I'll finish with this, Jeff. Again, the book of John. That cripple, paralyzed man at the gate at Bethsaida, when he was healed, people could not see anything else. They could not see the healing. That is the Jewish leaders. All what they could see was that he was carrying a mat. Today, whichever achievements we make, most of the people will not look at those achievements. They will not look at history, that Kiunjuri has been there for the last 25 years. Kiunjuri was a leader of TSP that managed even to get a governor in Nyeri. That Kiunjuri has achieved this and that. But they would only like to ridicule me about the colors of the party, some of them very learned people. They cannot see anything in that party. They can't see any ideas in that party. They can only see the color. This is my message to them. I will never be ashamed of myself, ashamed of my culture. Jeff, I will not look at the mat as they do. I will look at the healing.
All right. Mwangi Kiunjuri, TSP, the Service Party leader. I've never had anyone call my name so many times. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Jeff.
We're going to read a couple of tweets. Oh, we'll take a break. Okay. Mwangi Kiunjuri, don't go away. Here's Kipleting asking, what's your relationship with the president? Is he going to be Mount Kenya kingpin to watch? Are you the Mount Kenya kingpin to watch?
You know, Jeff, my relationship with the president has remained cordial, unless otherwise. For me, I treat him with a lot of respect. By the end of the day, Jeff, for example, the questions you have asked me, the questions I'm asked by other people, I have to respond to those questions, Jeff. That does not mean that I disrespect the president. I really have a lot of respect for him. I always thank him for the 4 years he gave me to serve in his government. I gained a lot of experience. And Jeff, many people will never count on the good things. They only count on the bad things that have been done to them. For me, I will forever be grateful to the president.
Okay, Olude Duncan says, Mwangi Kiunjuri is a man whose time has come. The political party he formed is a tool that will be used in the bargaining table come 2022 succession politics. Kenyans should embrace TSP. Last tweet here.
Thank you for the comment, Jeff.
Okay.
And I want to assure Kenyans that we are not going to let them down. We are embarking on listening tours from August, and we shall do it the whole year because we want to engage our people. We want to co-create TSP with them. We want it to be a grassroots party where service will come first.
Okay.
I will not let them down.
Final tweet from Engineer Lazaro. He says, Honorable Kiunjuri, like many other Kenyans, are well known to be forming briefcase parties whenever people are approaching elections. Their briefcase parties disappear immediately after elections.
Jeff, we always learn from different people. May I assure you that one person I don't think you would even think that I respect, Raila Odinga. I respect Raila Odinga a lot because he knows the value and importance of a political party. His party, ODM, still is outstanding. We envy him for that. Much as we disagree on so many other fronts, on this one, we respect him. I want to assure those who are going to join TSP, this is party of the future. Why will it be party of the future? Because, Jeff, as I said before, it is not a must that I hold any elective position, but I should be able to advance the ideologies of TSP, that this party will be there for generations to come. Jeff, in other democracies, we have parties that are formed to articulate issues. For example, Green Party, only to articulate issues, environmental issues. Other religious parties that articulate issues of religion. TSP will be there to remind any government. If you are in government, serve the people. If you're not in government, we shall remind whoever will be in government, you are elected, chosen to serve the people. And again, Jeff, on the question of whom I'm supporting, we shall make the choice. Already we have William Ruto, a person I respect very much, a leader outstanding today. And given a choice, I'll make my choice in a clever way. Given a choice, I'll call my people and we shall look at whoever will have offered himself to become president of this country.
Yeah. It looks like you've made the choice. The color is yellow. Thank you. Mwangi Kiunjuri, TSP popular.
Yellow is a very nice color. And already, URP is no longer there. GNU is no longer there. They are locked somewhere. And therefore, you can take any color that you would choose.
All right.
But again, fullest of time, Jeff, you realize that TSP will be an independent party.
Okay. Thank you for that. Mwangi Kiunjuri, party leader, TSP, the Service Party. Speaking of yellow, there's a yellow tie. Man with a yellow tie behind you. Governor Kibutha Kibwana has been waiting patiently. We will be with you very shortly, sir. Is this the next president of the Republic of Kenya? We'll ask him in a little short while. Give us 2 minutes. We'll take a break. Keep tweeting at Koidange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLive. JKLive takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.